Welcome to Mogadishu, a history. Here is our map, and now, Usman.
Mogadishu, which is the capital of current-day Somalia, is at the Horn of Africa, where its cities and ports is one of the best places to trade. The ocean that borders the city is the Indian Ocean, which was a crucial landmark in history, particularly in the medieval time period. This allowed merchants to have a resting point when trading with the Zimbabwean Empire. So merchants also traded heavily in this empire, which at the time was called the Ajurian Sultanate. Trade in this area started from the 1st century when Roman merchants traded with Egyptians along the Red Sea coast. This time of trading declined after the Roman Empire collapsed in about 476 AD. During the Indian Ocean maritime trade period, starting from about 900 AD, Muslim traders from the Arabian Peninsula had began trade in Mogadishu, and indeed the Indian Ocean, by trading with the native Bantu tribes living there. By the 1200s AD, almost everyone on the Swahili coast converted to Islam due to the influence of the Muslim traders. The influence of Islam and the native Bantu cultures clash, which made some cultural practices that the native Swahilis did. In 1331, Ibn Battuta, who was a famous Muslim scholar from Morocco, who traveled about 75,000 miles to see other cultures, recorded his observations when seeing the natives of Mogadishu. He exclaimed that Mogadishu was an exceedingly large city with many merchants, which was famous for its high-quality fabric that it exported to Egypt, among other places. By 1250, Mogadishu was at its peak while trading ivory, gold, dates, camels, and wax. In exchange, they would get clothes and other rich spices from Asia. In present day, Somalia is a huge agricultural country due to the wars and conflicts going on. They sell products completely different than in the Indian trade routes, like animal skins, precious stones, oils, grains, and a variety of vegetables. Anyways, at this time, the population was flourishing, with a population of about 70,000 people. Keep in mind that these were settled people that were always migrating before. Because of these trade routes, it made it easier to stay in one place. This trade network with Mogadishu was going on for about 300 years. When Muslim merchants came across Mogadishu's coastline, they traded with them heavily. But what the natives realized was that those who converted to Islam could have a better trade deal and also escape being in the slave trade. Since Islam was also a religion that was also focusing on converting people and the natives to Mogadishu getting the products they need, it wasn't long when the king and residents converted to Islam, which made it beneficial for both parties. The language of Mogadishu also was influenced by the Muslim Arabic language, which they blended together and is known as Swahili. Until the British and Italian expansions occurred starting in 1860. The reason why the British and the Italians wanted to come was because of the excellent location of Mogadishu, with many deep sea ports which made it easier to trade. The British and the native Somali tribes lived in harmony at first with peace treaties, but after a decade the Somali government did not like how the British took over their ports and began to wage war, which made the Republic what it is today. In conclusion, Somalia was a very important city in its heyday, but Mogadishu has since become a republic, which is sadly unsafe to travel anymore because of the pirates trying to loot people who cross their borders. Thank you for watching. Langston?